Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to use MyMacros Plus.
I've been doing things that they told me I should never do. I've been doing things that they told me I could never do now. Never do, I could never do. I've been looking back and I'm the only one who ever knew. My dreams began to turn out.
Some of you may recall that I did do a tutorial on this a couple of years ago now, but you know what? I was going through it and it's a little outdated, so I wanted to do an updated tutorial for you guys. This is an app that we recommend all of our clients to use, especially over MyFitnessPal. It's obviously not a requirement if they're more comfortable using MyFitnessPal. That's not a problem at all, but there's a few reasons why we recommend this app over MyFitnessPal. Reason number one is you're able to enter your custom macronutrients into the app without having to pay a monthly fee. Unfortunately, with MyFitnessPal, I believe you have to pay about $10 a month in order to enter customized macronutrients. Obviously, that doesn't work for us because we provide macronutrients to our clients on a weekly basis, so we need them to be able to update and adhere to their customized macronutrients based on our recommendations versus MyFitnessPal's recommendations. Reason number two is I find that the layout in MyMacros Plus is much more user-friendly. You know, you're not being bombarded with a bunch of ads, you're not being bombarded with a bunch of unnecessary notifications when you are consuming, in their eyes, quote unquote, too much food, too much sodium, sugar, stuff like that. Those are just kind of negative notifications that I don't think add any value, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. And last reason is the fact that you can have access to your recent foods right away. I eat the same foods typically every single day, so it's nice not having to go hunt through it through your entire food library. Now, I know one of the downfalls with MyMacros Plus is that you can only use it on the iPhone right now, and the food library isn't very big, but I did hear some things in the works that they are going to be making the app available for other cell phone users, and the food library is actually starting to get a lot better. So it's definitely climbing the charts in being a more comparable app to MyFitnessPal. So today I just want to kind of go over with you guys how I track my food in MyMacros Plus, some recommendations, some tips, some tricks, so you can ensure that you are utilizing the app best to your abilities. All right, let's get into it. So let's get into MyMacros Plus. So if you guys go up to the top gear, go to the app settings there, you can see that this is where you keep track of everything for yourself. So if you edit your profile, this is where you just put in your username and stuff like that. You can put in your profile picture as well. I know that you can follow people on here, which is something else that I really like about this app. So we get to follow our clients to kind of keep an eye on their food libraries for them. So if you go down to edit meal names, this is how I have it set up. I really like it laid out this way because this is how I kind of categorize what I'm consuming in the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, pre-workout, post-workout, and snack. You can obviously change those if you want. So if we hit post-workout, see how it pops up there? You can update the meal name to snack 2, snack 3, second dinner, second lunch, second breakfast, whatever is most optimal for you, whatever you like the most. So going out of there, the next one is where you're going to put in your custom macronutrients. So set nutritional goals. So right now, as you can see, I have my goal profile is categorized as a lean bulk. If we click on that, this is where we can edit our current plan if you want. So if I wanted to up my protein, I can increase it there. The same thing with our carbs and our fat. Save that, yes. Now the nice thing about this is you can go back and forth. So if you've implemented non-linear dieting, then by all means you can have 2-3 macronutrients days. So 2 to 3 macronutrient days, as many days as you want, I believe. So let's add a new macro goal. So if we call this one, maybe it's a refeed day. Refeed, look, it's already memorized the last one. So 375, wouldn't that be nice? And 65. So there is your 2 goal profile. So if you need to go back and forth, just make sure you head over to the set nutritional goals. And if it's a refeed day today, then I would click on that, hit save. And then if we hit the done button and we hit the close button, hit back to meals, you can see that my refeed day has been saved for that day. So let's go back to our app settings. see if there's anything else in here worth mentioning. There are some tutorials already implemented into the app, so if you want to go check some of those out, some of the tutorials there are very beneficial, so you can learn how to add food, set and apply goals, show grams until goals, stuff like that. So all this stuff, for the most part, we're going to be talking about in today's video, but if you need any further clarification, by all means head over there and you can check it out. Okay, so let's close out of our settings. As you can see at the top right there, we have a few things that we get to keep track of. Obviously, the main thing that we want to keep track of is our meals, but if you want to keep track of your weight, you can enter that in on a daily basis, pounds or kilograms. Meals, we'll come back to that one. You can keep track of your water. I don't normally use this feature just because I kind of know how much water I need to be consuming based on the water bottle that I have. But if you don't, if you have glasses and different types of water measurements throughout the day, that's a great option for you to utilize. The Macro Coach, this is a monthly fee. So if you don't have a coach where you are given macronutrients, you don't know where to start, you can actually start here. I think it's $10 a month. So if you hit start now, yeah, see, it's $10 a month and you'll just get your macronutrients based on their algorithm. I haven't actually tried this out myself. I do find that most online calculators, except like Avatar Nutrition, aren't super accurate in regards to how your body is, but it's worth giving a try. So if you guys do give it a try and you're not too sure if it's a good calculation or not, just send me an email. I'll be happy to give you my personal thoughts on it. So we have our circle. You can go there. You can follow people. Like I said before, you can follow people and you can have people follow you. If you go over to the final gear over there, this is where you can set your settings based on what your followers can see. It says my circle settings. If I don't want the people who are following me to see my body weight, my workouts, my foods and stuff like that, you can just tap those off. So if I don't want to show people my body weight, I can just untap that. Same with custom foods and stuff like that. I don't really care about that, so I just leave those on, but that's something you can change. And then at the bottom, you can see who's following you, and there we go. Okay, so let's get back to the main part here, and that is the meals. This is where we keep track of everything. So based on what you set from your nutritional goals in the settings, this is where it pulls through from. So at the top, you can see I have protein at 125 grams, carbs 375, and fat 65. As you can see here, I have no food entered for that day. In order for me to enter food, you can go in two spots. You can hit this track now button, and it's gonna take you right over to where our second spot is. So if you go to the top left corner, hit the drop down menu, this is where your entire food library is stored. So there's a couple of great options here. If you don't have anything in your phone and you just want to search for a generic item, the first search option is great for that. Say you just have a banana, an apple, chicken breast, stuff like that, then the top one's probably just going to be a good option for you. So if we hit search, say we have a banana, there we go. This is all the options within MyMacros Plus's food library that pop up for bananas. The brand, it's generic. The orange V next to it shows that it's been verified, so it's a little bit more trustworthy. It's a little bit more accurate in that sense. You can basically choose any of the options that you want here. Like it gets into more detail, like if you have the P28 banana chips, stuff like that, but I just want a generic banana. So we click the first one. And whether you weigh out your food, which I highly recommend you do, you can guesstimate this as best as you wish. I recommend making sure that you actually weigh out your food. So let's say we weigh it out and it turns out to be a 3-ounce banana. We change 1 ounce to 3 ounces, hit done. There's our macronutrients that it has calculated for this banana. If you click this drop down right here, you can decide where that meal should be placed. So maybe it's breakfast, you hit breakfast, top arrow, and you're done. If you want to go see how that looks, we hit cancel or back and slide over. There's our banana. So as you can see there, this is something else that I really like, is how it actually shows the macronutrients per meal. So you can see that a banana has basically 1 gram of protein, 20 grams of carbs, and 0.2 grams of fat. And at the top, if you look at the top, it shows you now how many macronutrients you have left for the day. So if we click on it and highlight it, if you're not too sure, click on it and hold it. So it says grams remaining. So these are the grams remaining for the day. If you want to know your total grams that you've consumed so far, you can actually see that at the bottom. So if you see all the way at the bottom there, it'll show 0.9 grams, 19 grams, and 2 grams. So as you add more food for the day, you can see the individual meals as well as the total meals for the day. Let's go back over to our search options. So the customs and faves, this is where I have added everything that I have consumed, and it's saved to my food library. So if we go over to custom and faves, as you can see, this is all of my food items that I have generated for myself. If you are just downloading this app and you haven't added anything yet, obviously this will be blank and you'll have to build it up over time because it's your own personal food library. These are all the different food options that I have for the day. Let's go add a 2-bite brownie in there too, and we'll make it a snack. And let's show you. So that's been added now. Let's go see what it looks like. So again, as you can see, it breaks it out. There's breakfast, there's a snack. It shows the individual macronutrients per meal. And then at the bottom, it shows the total macronutrients for all of your meals. The next one, like I said, it's your recent one, which I really like. So if these are the more recent foods, it's a smaller version, but it shows all the foods that you typically have on a regular basis. Okay, let's keep going here. Now, the option that I think a lot of people who cook really like is the recipes. I don't do a lot of cooking where I need to add my own macronutrients. I normally just follow the label on things, but if you do your own cooking where you add up your own macronutrients and you want to store that recipe for yourself, then you would do that in this recipe option. So if you hit recipes, and then you can see right here, you have not created any saved recipes, but you can browse recipes. So say you made an at-home chicken noodle soup, you can browse in there, or you can create your own. So if you create a recipe, say you have some soup, the total serving of the soup is 10 cups. And then what you do from there is you add all of your ingredients, and then it'll make the macronutrients for that particular recipe. It's a little bit of a hassle at first, especially if the recipe is new and you haven't actually determined the macronutrients on that meal. But once you do, it is there and it'll be saved in your custom recipes spot. The next option, which I really like, is the fast track options. If you have something that you don't typically have on a regular basis, you're just having it like a one-time thing, you're trying it out and you're probably never gonna have it again, the fast track option is great for this. So that way it's not stored in your food library, so you're not being drowned by a bunch of different foods in your food library that you don't actually eat on a regular basis. That's when I will use this fast track option. Now let's show you how to actually add your custom food. So I've shown you the food library, I've shown you how to do recipes, but how do you actually add the custom food? There's 2 ways to do it. You can use the barcode scanner or you can add it in manually. So let me show you both. I'll show you quickly how to add it for Edge cereal. So first, the barcode scanner. As you can see, if we hit the barcode scanner, look, there you guys are, camera pops up and we just got to find the barcode on the bottom of that here. So as you can see, it finds it, and you do want to check up on it because sometimes it's not 100% accurate. But as you can see, it already puts it in 1 gram increments. I believe this is a new update that MyMacros Plus has done, which I absolutely love. So that way, if you don't want to have 1 serving, which is 58 grams, you put it into 1 gram increment. So that way you can have 60 grams, 62 grams. It doesn't have to be limited to the 1 cup, which is 58 grams. Side note, even though this is a different tutorial for another time, I always recommend that you put things into a per gram basis versus using cups and stuff like that. It's just a little bit more accurate. Just to double check it, we're going to change this here from 1 gram to 58. And I'm just going to check the macros: 3 fat, 40 carbs, and 11 protein. Look, that's nice and accurate. It's agreeing to the label. And if we just add it to, say, dinner, it is now gonna be in our customs and faves. So if we go to customs and faves, we find Edge protein cereal. Look, there it is, perfect. It doesn't always work all the time. The barcode scanner, MyMacros Plus is still fairly new, so they're still working out some kinks. So not all the barcodes for every single meal works. So if the barcode doesn't work, you hit the very last option, which is the add custom food. And this is where you literally type everything in. So we have Edge, what's the brand? You don't have to be this specific if you don't want. General Mills. And then the nice thing about adding it in manually, because you don't want to have to divide all of the macros on the back of the label by 58 grams to get the 1 gram increment, it does it for you. It's amazing. So I'll show you. So all you have to do for this part is just literally copy the back of the nutrition label. Serving size, 58 grams. And calories, I normally leave blank because it'll calculate it for you. It'll help make sure that the calories being calculated are accurate, because sometimes food labels are inaccurate and the proteins plus carbs plus fats don't always equal total calories when they should. So I always just leave that blank for that reason. Let's move on. So fats, 3 grams, saturated, 0.4, sodium 290, carbs is 40, fiber is 9, sugar is 11, protein is 11. Food type is cereal. So if we hit save, it's now gonna change it automatically to determine the total calories per serving, and it's gonna change it into a 1 gram increment. So let's hit save. Would you like to add edge to your daily meal? Yes, we do in this case. So let's hit yes, and look at that. How awesome is that? So it shows that it's already calculated on a 1 gram basis. So let's put the serving size in, and just for fun, see if the total calories equal what the box says. So see, it's off a little bit. They're saying that 58 grams is 220 calories, but in actuality, based on the macronutrients that they provided, it's actually 231 calories. So that's why I do that, just for accuracy. I always just go off the macronutrients anyways, because if you hit your macronutrients indirectly, you will hit your calories. But this just allows to make sure that when you're tracking it, it is actually being tracked properly. So that's what I do for that. And look at that. Obviously, I haven't been trying to hit my macronutrients, but you guys kind of get the picture. All right, well, that's it. That's all I have to show you about MyMacros Plus. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below, because I love hearing from you guys. And if you have any questions, need clarification, anything like that, just send me an email. I would love to hear from you guys and answer any questions that you may have. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.